Hello, everybody. How you doing, people in diaspora? How are you doing? Hello, Africa. How are you doing? It's your boy ugotuvijames. Today on Be Inspired. I hope you are being inspired in everything that you find yourself to do. Yes, it's that time of the day when we bring you special people who can inspire you in their journey and in their career. And today on the show, but before I go there, let me tell you a little bit about Clevenard TV. So Clevenard TV is a TV, online TV that is in diaspora, that caters for people in diaspora. And the vision behind it is to bring people, CEOs, entrepreneurs, musicians, artists, business people under one umbrella in diaspora together to showcase what they have or tell us a story so that they are not left behind. All right. Okay. So let's dive into it. Today on Being Inspired, I have a brother, a special person that I want you all to meet today. He's an artist, he's a composer, he's also an instrumentalist as well when it comes to musically. And his name is Dane Francis. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Dane Francis right here with me on Being Inspired. Dane, how you doing?
How's it, my brother?
Good to
I'm well,
have you
thank you.
here. Good to have
Thank
you.
you.
Good to have.
Thank you very
Wow.
much.
So let's meet you. Can you kindly introduce yourself to us, to all our audience, and to all our fans and your fans that are tuned in right now watching you?
Hello, friends. Hello, family. My name is Dane Francis. I am an international composer. I am an artist. I am also an instrumentalist. My first instrument is the guitar, and I also produce a lot of music. So for various different artists. So nice to meet you.
So let's dive into it. So why music? Why music? Not any other thing, but music.
I think when I was growing up, it's something that called me. Growing up in the church, and I just knew I was born to do this. Even as a baby, before we even go to church, music was in me. I think it's something that's passed on from my father, who was a drummer. So it's a part of my journey. It was a part of his journey, and it's a part of the journey of the ones coming after me.
Interesting. Interesting. Tell us your journey. Talking about your journey, can you take us a little bit background into your growing up, into your family background? Where did you grow up? When did you learn music? How did it become all it is today?
Yeah, so I grew up in a place called Stanger. It's in the north coast of Durban. Um, I grew up listening to music as a little child in the various different churches, going to a lot of churches where it's one of the first places where I listened to music, especially a couple of my family members who were already musicians at the time. They would strum along the guitar, so I would have a listen to that. But I knew at some point that I would love to play music when I grew older. I think it was my mom. My mom got me a gift as a guitar, and it was something that I learned over time. I also managed to learn a whole lot of different instruments, enough to
Wow,
make music. Yeah, so it was a whole journey. It started off in
that's
church. Yeah, yeah,
interesting to hear. That's
yeah.
interesting to hear. I'm looking at your a little bit of a biography here, and it says that you kind of create different type of music. Can you tell us a little bit of this different type of music that you kind of create?
Yes, so music is kind of a language now for me. Over the many years of studying it and learning it, it has become a language for me. So I kind of understand the roots and the language and the frequency of how it works. So for me, if somebody wants me to create something R&B, I know all the fundamental elements that we need to create it, to cook it, to bake
Element.
it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
elements that's needed, as well as stylistically how it needs to be done. So right now I'm working with people that have done like a little bit of smooth jazz, uh, some rock pop, as well as some dance, electro dance. So it's expanding. It's people that I've met from different phases of life, and they asked me to create their music, and so I had to create exactly what what they were hearing. So my job is to take out what's inside here, inside their heart, and bring it to life.
Wow, that's interesting. That's very powerful. Well done. Well
Thank
done,
you.
boy. You're
Thank you.
doing it. You're doing it. One thing I like about people who are creative is that they are very passionate about what they do. And from hearing from you, I could tell that you are very, very passionate about what you do. It's like this is your life.
Yes,
This is your
this is something that I love. I enjoy working with children. I can see that there is a power in them. There's a new power in children in the next generation.
talking
Be-
about children. You're coaching them and teaching them. Why and
Yes,
what inspires you to do? Because a lot of artists that are out there who are superstars or busy artists, they don't really have time for children. But here you are in your busy schedule, you still create time to inspire and groom them. What inspires that? Because this is why we're here on being inspired.
yes. It's the little children, man. I think the most important. As they grow up, the little ones, they're growing up with a great foundation. I believe that they will be stronger. They will be more powerful than the previous generation. They are
Yeah.
learning fast, they are playing fast, and they are creating beautiful music. Man, I am even learning from them. There's some new genres, all these things like TikTok. There's some new music that they show me, and it's beautiful. It's obviously it does have its roots from the past, but I just understand that it has been dissected from the many years and simplified to create what is the music that is today electronically.
Interesting. Interesting. So, what inspired you into music?
I think it was watching a lot of my family and uncles and my father playing music. That's exactly where I got it from. Um, Watching a lot of movies, there was something that always captivated me. It was the music in the movie. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Music in the
music in the movies. As a little child, that's what stuck with me. It
Mm,
wasn't the sound of an helicopter. No, it was the music that
yeah.
went with that helicopter, and that always remained in my heart. And I only understood it as I grew older. This is what
Mm,
I'm born to do. Yes.
okay, beautiful. How would you best describe the type of music that you do?
Well, personally, the music that I do is something. It's a mix from. It has its deep roots in Afro. So you can definitely hear some Afro rhythms in my guitar playing, but it's also rooted in gospel. There's a side of me that sometimes in my quiet time, when I'm spending my time with God and worshiping, where there is songs sent from above, So that is Psalms that's coming from Him, and I give all glory to God. But if I'm playing my instrument, what comes naturally to me is the sound of Africa, you know. That's where my root belongs.
Talking about God, as you mentioned, are you a born again Christian? Are you a
Born ag-
believer?
Born again and alive. I'm a son of God, a king.
Born again and alive, the Son of God. I like
Oh,
that. I like that.
yes.
So that's interesting. When did you give your life to Christ?
I gave my life to Christ. I grew up in a Christian home. So my mom, and it boils down right from my mom to my granny, strong believers, strong prayer warriors. So I gave my life to Christ a long time ago when I was a child, and as I grew up to be an adult, that's where I took it much more seriously and I pursued the relationship of knowing who God is.
Mm. And that's the biggest thing that can ever happen to anybody who pursues and knowing the relationship with their Father in heaven.
Yeah, yes,
I
it's
totally agree with you on that. I totally agree. I'm one of them as well. I do not take it lightly. The
yes,
knowledge is everything in life.
yes, man. To know who you are serving, if it's
Yeah.
real or not real, it's the start of your journey to know who's the real
Oh, no,
God.
I'm happy to hear this. A lot of artists are not like this. A lot of artists don't sound like this. So on that note, I would like to say, what is your creative process like when making music?
Well, I mean, I've spent some time doing some studies in composition with some very good teachers. I call them my gurus in music. One of them is Neil Gonzalez. The other one is Mr. Demi Fernandez. And when we speak about the creative process, we draw inspiration from everything and anything. So it can be the bird. When you have a writer's block and you don't know what to write about, if you go and you sit down outside, the bird has a rhythm. You can hear rhythm everywhere. You can hear rhythm in the car engine. So my creative process is this is how I work. If I'm composing something, I like to find a place of being still. It's only
Mm,
when you're still and you're quiet is that's where you can hear yourself. Because
mm,
if there's too much noise in your head and you are listening to a lot of music and you are constantly listening to the radio, then you are being inspired by something else. You are
mm,
drawing inspiration from something else. But if you're still and you're quiet, then you only listen to what is inside of you, and that's what needs to come out, what you need to share. You know. So that's my creative process is finding a place of quiet, finding a place of stillness. Unless that's one of the processes. Unless I'm working with somebody who knows exactly what they want, then we got to listen to some music to draw from that energy to create that style and do some studies stylistically.
mm,
Depends on the
mm.
project. Yes.
Like that. I like that. I love that. Uh, what motivates you to work harder in life?
What motivates me to work harder in life? What makes me wake up is to know that I have a destiny, to know who I am in Christ, to know my purpose with these children. So that's what motivates me to wake up every day early in the morning to go and see these children. They also have a journey just like me. I've seen them from the start and I've seen their growth. So I really, really enjoy working with children. Yeah.
Mm, wonderful. Interesting. Interesting. What's your what's your definition of success? Although it varies per individuals and per phase we're in, but what's your definition of success of a person?
Well, as a man, you gotta have all your stuff in place to. So, firstly, to have your house in order. Have your house in order. Have your things in order. So, for example, what is a successful man? For example, it's the little things like if I ask you, do you have your ID? Do you have your passport? Are you ready to travel? These are the things. These are the things that you need in order to be successful to go to your next level. But my idea of a successful man is someone who is happy, who is has the peace of God in their heart. Someone who is happy. Yes, if you have those things, then you can work. The rest of the things fall into place. Because you can
Mm,
be making a lot of money, you can be
mm,
very rich and wealthy, but you can have no peace. Now,
mm.
which is more wealthy to me, which is more important, is the peace of mind, having
Yeah.
peace. Yeah. So I find that I I personally think having peace is the most expensive thing you can ever find.
Yeah,
Peace. Yeah.
yes. I totally agree with you. I totally
Yeah.
agree with you. Peace. A lot of people have the whole world, but they don't have peace. They can't
Peace.
sleep and
Yeah.
they can't open their eyes. Afterwards,
Yeah.
sometimes they even commit suicide.
Yeah.
You know, there's
Yeah.
no peace inside of them. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. And on that note, we're going to go on a quick break. And when we
Yeah.
come back, we will continue with international artist Dean Francis. Don't go away. We will be right back. Stay tuned.
Clevenard in Diaspora Television is an internet online TV service. What sets us apart is a unique combination of hit African content, first and exclusive international free movies, series, musics, news, events, documentaries, tourism, teleshopping shows, youth TV programs, and live interviews. Clevenard Diaspora Television is available throughout sub-Saharan Africa and to the diaspora markets worldwide. Take your entertainment with you wherever you go. Watch on your smartphone, tablet, laptop, smart TV, depending on your device. Watch free movies with Clevenard Movies Television. Stop searching for free movies websites and watch Clevenard Movies Television. Watch your favorite African shows anywhere at any time. Don't forget to check out our top 5 TV channels created to get you informed. TV1, Clevenard in Diaspora Television. TV2, Clevenard Youth Television. TV3, Clevenard Movies Television. TV4, Clevenard Teleshopping Television. TV5, Clevenard Tourism Television. To start watching, sign up at www.clevenard.com and follow the easy steps. Once you're done, log into the Clevenard website or app on your device, click on any one of our 5 TV channels, and hit play. We will be very satisfied and happy to welcome you to our team as one of our new business partners. Contact info@clevenard.com +34 631 279811. Website www.clevenard.com.
Welcome back on Be Inspired with ugotuvijames. Yes, I'm sure you're having a great time. I'm sure you are being inspired already with Dean Francis. All right, still on the show with Dean Francis. Dean Francis is still here. Welcome back, my brother. Yes, that was
Yeah. Yeah.
one of the ideas that you shared there was very inspiring, and we thought we should expand it a little bit more. You do collaborations with a lot of professionals in the industry, a lot of
Yeah.
professionals and artists in South Africa. Can you tell us who and one or two people and who and how did it all begin to become those collaborations?
Well, I started playing nationally with various different bands. So I started playing with a lot of session musicians for artists like, I mean, we can start with Judith Sapuma, mm, Swazi Dlamini. We shared the stage with Ernie Smith, uh, Neil Gonzalez, the jazz guys, and a whole lot of different session musicians around Durban, and we used to
Wow,
travel around to Johannesburg, Cape Town, playing a lot of music for different artists. Sipokazi,
wow,
yeah. That journey led to overseas, where I did some collaborations with some of the artists there, the Arabian artists, doing some Arabian music. So there's a whole list of different artists that the journey where I got an opportunity to play with them, for some of them with them, and to collaborate with some. One of my most recent collaborations is with a sitar player from Mauritius, Mr. Sanjit Tilak. Yeah, master sitar player. So that's one of my in one of my new songs called Danvi, um, and that's you can listen to it coming soon. Yeah.
All right, Dane. I hope I'm pronouncing your name well. Am I pronouncing your name well, or am I making a mistake?
Dean is my father, so it doesn't matter. But my name is Dane, Dane, Dane Francis. Dane, yeah,
Oh, Dane. Okay, so Dane.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, I beg your pardon. It's Dane Francis.
yeah, yeah,
Dane Francis. All right. I just wanted to let you know that Clevenard TV can also promote all your materials. We can promote all your work. All you need to do is sign up or get all your artists or get all your people, all your friends to sign up so that we can also monetize and promote their products on
yeah,
Clevenard TV because the TV station is diaspora, not just in
yeah,
South Africa, but it's all over the globe. So
yeah,
they're in Spain, we're in France, we're everywhere. We're in Africa. So we cater for men like you. That's why
yeah.
we want to have you because we got hold of your profile and then you've inspired and touched a lot of lives. And I felt it's the right thing to have you because you got paid. You're more like somebody who's like Puff Daddy or Jay-Z in the industry as well. And that is the reason why we decided to have you on Being Inspired.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, moving on to talking about, I want to talk about Jesus Christ. You're so in love with Jesus Christ. And have you, so your song, should we say your songs are gospel music or is it contemporary songs or what? Can you explain how you carry this God, Jesus Christ, that you preach so much about in your music?
Okay, so one of my original songs is you can find that on YouTube. That's called "Covered by the Blood," and it's a song that I wrote for everybody. I didn't put it out for sale. It's public domain, you know. So
Yeah.
anybody can sing it and anybody can use it. And so basically, what the song teaches us is that no matter what comes our way, we are covered by the blood of Jesus Christ. So that we are protected. In wherever we go, whichever place we are, no matter what sickness comes our way, we are covered. And if you sing this song and if you believe it and if you have the faith, you're not going to be touched.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's interesting to hear. That's interesting to hear. Okay. What's new for you? What's new for Dane? Dane. Dan.
Yeah.
Dan.
What's new? Well, I've recently got nominated for an award for one of my songs, which is called Danvi, in the Mzansi Musical Instrumentalist Award. So that's something new. So I would like a lot of the people to, if you do like the song, vote for me. It's about voting. So if I can share that information with you and you can share it, that will be cool.
Okay, that'll be nice. That'll be
Yeah.
nice. Okay. Talking about the award, how did you get to that nomination?
Well, I was nominated as a. They put it into a category of jazz guitar, which it's one of the elements in the song. But how the song did come about is that it has the roots of India as well. So it's a mixture of Indian music and a mixture of jazz. Jazz comes from a culture um, of improvisation, you know. So, like I said, it's a collaboration with a sitar. Now, What's different about this is that I kind of built a guitar. It's called a synth guitar, where I can change the sounds on the guitar to make it sound like a sitar or make it sound like a flute using some technology, you know.
Wow.
So yeah, so I recorded this song and it was inspired by a little baby whom I love very much, and her name is Danvi. So yes,
Yeah. Wow, that's great. And the baby's name is Dan as well.
the baby's name is Danvi. Yeah,
Dan V.
yeah, yeah.
Are you married or do you have children?
No, I'm not married, but I have a lot of young children that are my students. They are all like my children. So there are many students that are like my children, who have invested time into and to mold and shape, not only in music but in the good ways of life. Yes.
So if you were to go and open a show for any artist, who would that artist be?
If I would like to open a show for somebody,
Yeah,
um,
to open a show for
it's
somebody,
some
that artist be?
it's something that I would like have to think about. It would probably be maybe like I like the sounds of Jimmy Kludlu. Do you know Jimmy Kludlu?
Jimmy Klugu,
Jimmy Kludlu.
Jimmy Clue.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
tell
would
us about Jimmy.
probably
Let's get to know him so that we can connect it to you.
Jimmy Jimmy, Jimmy, and Dludlu, Ludlu. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Or
saying. Yeah, I was saying. Tell us about him. What's the connection?
oh, well, what's the connection? He plays a very beautiful guitar that also inspired me. Oh, he can also be George Benson. There's a lot of guitarists that did inspire me. George Benson, Jimmy Tludlu. I even enjoyed the music of, growing up, I've enjoyed the music of Annie Smith. Um, uh, there's a lot of guitarists, international guitarists, Lee Ritenour, Chuck Loop, who's passed away, um, Wes Montgomery, Joe Pass. Of recent, I would I've been enjoying the music of Foreplay. There's a whole lot of different music that I listen to um, when the music of Toto. I enjoy sometimes the rhythmical drums and the keyboard, and there's a whole lot of music. This is just too much that's going on inside of here. So that's why I said sometimes I just need to be still. And
Which of your
so
favorite music do you like to perform?
I beg your pardon.
Which of your favorite music do you like to perform?
I like to play music that people like. I do enjoy. I do enjoy praise and worshiping God, because it makes my heart happy to see that what there's people that is worshiping God, there's people that is praising God, and then I also like to play music that people like. That people can dance to. Where music is a celebration as well. You know, the best
Talking
of
about
both
worship,
worlds.
talking about worship. What is the worship to you? What is worship means to you?
Worship for me is an everyday part of life. The way you behave around people, the way you behave when no one is watching, the way you. My worship to God is the way I share God with the world. That's my part of worship. It's adoring the one that created you. It's loving the one who gives you the power. You know. So that's what's worship me. Excuse me. The phone is on the other side. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Other than that, that's beautiful. I like the way you on the worship in your
Yes.
own understanding. And worship is personal to everybody, to God.
Yes.
Worship is
Yes.
personal, everybody to God. Yeah. So well done on that. Talking about that again quickly, we are in the internet world, social
Yes.
media world. How would you describe how the social media business, how has it influenced or not influenced your musical career?
Well, music. It's social media has rules, and unfortunately, it's something that you have to follow. You have to follow the rules. Um, if you do know me from the past, I'm the type of guy who says exactly what I feel when I feel it, and I want to say it. And that's not how social media works. Sometimes you're going to have to put a filter. You're going to have to put a compressor just to make sure that what you say out there is positive. Because sometimes if you're a bit too straightforward and direct, some people don't like it, and you'll unfortunately a lot of people misunderstand the communication that I have and what I try to say at sometimes. So social media is a place where you gotta say less but straight to the point.
Okay, I like that. So on that note, I would like to ask this personal question. What is the most memorable trouble you have ever gotten yourself into?
The most memorable trouble. The most memorable trouble is, I would say, on my journey, getting in trouble. There's always trouble where you can almost lose your life. There's a lot of trouble out there where you can lose your life. So I'm just grateful to God uh, for His protection upon my life, His grace upon my life. So even as I speak here with a second chance in life, and that's my testimony that God has given me a second chance to can speak to you. There's a lot of when you have a destiny for something good, there's a lot of obstacles that can come on your way. There's a lot of things that are designed to take you out. But if you are protected and you are covered by the blood of Jesus, you can go through all those things.
Talking about that, as a believer, as a worshiper, as a composer, which scripture in the Bible do you constantly stand with, or your favorite with?
One of my most favorite is James 4 verse 7. Resist the devil and he will flee. Resist all evil and it will leave you. It will go away. Ignore it. Walk away from it. When the trouble comes, walk away.
Walk away.
Walk away.
Hearing it, when trouble comes, walk away. Don't prove nothing. Just walk away.
There's someone who's going to fight your battles for you.
Yeah.
And unless you are given the permission to fight.
And then you've done music with jazz artists Annie Smith, Jonathan Butler. You also play with Dr. Victor. These are world-renowned musicians in South Africa. Tell us Dr.
Victor.
With Dr. Victor.
Dr. Victor is one of my most favorites. This is my most favorite. As I did say, I do respect Dr. Victor a lot because he's one of the musicians that's not only a guitarist, but he makes people dance. He makes people feel joy when he performs. And that's one side as a vocalist, as an all-round entertainer. The way he packages himself. It's someone that I look up to. So Dr. Victor, definitely. Jonathan Butler, more on the guitar side, yes. The classical guitar side. The vibe and the way he worships. And Ernie Smith is more on African sound. Only on his first album, though, yes. But I do. His music has definitely been part of my journey. And in fact, it was my dad who introduced me to Ernie Smith, which kind of changed my whole direction because I was going in a different direction, which was more on the rock side, And then I was like, wow, there is something called South African jazz. And it was hip and it was cool.
Okay, I think we can quickly go on a quick break. When we come back, we begin to round off with Dane Francis, one of the renowned artists based in Durban, right here in South Africa, on Be Inspired. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
In the 21st century's technological advancement, we all seek opportunities to move and network with the emerging space. Introducing Clevenard blog and event posting. Do you think you have some interesting materials, good content, articles, and stories, then feel free to publish them on Clevenard blog and events page, just as team of our writers are doing presently. By blogging on Clevenard's blogs and events, you benefit from our reach and network. There are a constant stream of people visiting our social platform, and we have figured out just how to distribute our contents. This means you can basically skip the line and get access to a big audience from day one. Furthermore, we can help you get in touch with important people for projects with possibilities of translating your content into other languages and republishing them on Clevenard. This helps preserve and protect your content from getting lost. What's more, you also get to be part of our team with access to our network and lots of exclusives, behind-the-scenes information. And of course, you get full credit for everything you do, which brings you popularity and make extra income. Sign up now on clevenard.com and start blogging to your advantage. Please see the tutorial video on how to blog or post events on Clevenard blogs and events. For more information, contact info@clevenard.com +34 631 279811. Website www.clevenard.com. Clevenard, your blogs, your identity.
Welcome back on Be Inspired with ugotuvijames. Still here with Dane Francis. Yes, we are talking about music, collaboration, and how it has inspired him and also going to inspire you listening and watching out there. All right, back to Dane. So Dane, what would be your advice to the young upcoming artists, people who are artists, but radio, televisions, and everything, they haven't gotten the limelight. And some of them has given up. Some of them wants to give up. Some of them don't feel encouraged. How would you best inspire them on this program?
Well, I would say to the young up-and-coming artists is that don't give up. If you are born to do this, then pursue it. If you have it inside of you to be the best of the best, prove to yourself. Do not prove to someone else. Do not prove it to the world. Prove it to yourself that you've done your best. And go ahead and do your best. And then, when you have done your best and you've decided, okay, I've given it my all, try again. Just when you're about to give up, try again. If you fail, it's okay. You fail because you are learning something. You're learning what was your weakness. You're learning on something that you need to improve. Go and master your craft. Spend time learning. It can take time, but when it's your time, it's your time. Do what you are born to do. When you do what you are born to do, you have peace, because then it's not work anymore. It's your passion, it's your love. Yeah.
Thank you on that. Thank you on that. You've heard that. Do what you love. When you fail over and over again, get up 10 times million more. Don't give up. Keep going.
Don't give up.
Don't back down. Keep going. All right. So then I want to ask you, if it wasn't for music that you're doing now, what would it be that you would be doing if not for music?
You know, I've thought about this many times. You know, growing up, I love things that are in motion. So whether it's a train, whether it's a ship, whether it's an aeroplane, as long as it's in motion, whether it's a motor vehicle, I'd always like to be in motion. I think one of the most fastest thing that is in motion would be the aeroplane. So I would love to be in control of that. So learning to be a pilot. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Wow.
Yes.
That's it. A pilot.
A pilot, yes. Yes.
I've been flying in the air.
Flying in the air. High speed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So if you have a chance to change anything about the music industry in South Africa or all over the world or Africa, what would that be that you would like to change?
If I made a change, I would open the door for new genres of music, because we cannot call something jazz or we cannot call it pop. It must be a new genre. Like, for example, if we have a new style of music like amapiano or gqom, we have opened the door for it. So I'd like to open the door for more genres of music, which is subcategories, you know. That's something I would like, and to open it, because there is people who write for these type of genres, these new type of genres, you know. So that's something I would like to get in touch with and to be instrumental in. Yes, there is new
Talking,
genre of music.
talking about new genre of music, what type of name is it? Does it have a name? Does it have a name tag to it?
Well, that's the thing, Say for example, are you in which country are you in right now?
I'm in South Africa.
You in South Africa, right?
Yeah.
Say for example, if you are in Nigeria, what type of music do you have in Nigeria?
Afrobeat.
Afrobeat. So now, if we take something that has Afrobeat, and you take something from a different country, for example, Spain. So now you have Spanish and you have Afrobeat. Now, can we still call it Afrobeat? Do you
We can
understand
call it
where I'm going?
Afrofusion.
You can call it something like Afrofusion. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's creating something new. You know, uh, you know, the chance to create something new, is always on my mind. A new sound. If you're a gospel artist, a sound from heaven. Something new,
Yeah.
something that does not exist. A creator. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that. I like that. I totally agree. I agree with you on that because I'm also that type of person. I like to always create new genre, new type of song, new type of
Yeah.
sound. As it revolutionized on what I'm saying, and it stands on the ground of the message I'm trying to pass out there. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to do. Well done. So, what is the next big thing for Dan Francis?
Right now, I'm working on some very excellent, very excellent young talent that I want to release, and I'm kind of consolidating these little young artists. So one by one, as we are releasing the singles, that you may learn who they are, with the sole purpose of one day seeing them all on one stage.
Wow, wow! These young kids that you're about to showcase to the world.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to discover and put the work into it to be able to fine tune them?
It took me years. It took me years. Some of the kids I've met this year. Some of the kids I've met on different walks of life. So, for example, there was one competition, a radio competition, the Belito radio. Where I was one of the judges, and so you go into the studio, put your cans on, and you listen, and you listen to all these different singers, and then I remember listening to one or two of them and said, "Wow, is that a young person singing?" Because it was so powerful and their voice was so developed. So I just kind of made a mental note. I want to work with this person, and I want to work with this person.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's how I go around meeting new talent. And sometimes I just go to different venues and to kind of listen to performances to see who's up and coming. Yeah.
Talking
So
about new talent that you've met, you know that I'm also one of the talent that you've met too.
yes,
We're looking at doing
absolutely
a we're
correct.
looking at level.
Um,
I went
I,
to your profile, I saw what you've done. You and I have so much in common that we need to do I should do a collabo for Africa. For, you know, coming from a Nigerian perspective, you coming from South Africa, I think that would be a bomb.
I think I'm always welcome, you know, for a brotherhood of music, you know. Two
Yeah.
different flavors of Africa coming together is still meant something very tasty. Yeah. I'm looking forward on that collaboration. Yeah.
Beautiful. That will happen. That will happen in due time. As soon as we finish this interview, we'll make a plan. Probably I'm coming down to Dublin to see you first, and then we'll take it from there. All right, moving forward. Your spiritual father. Talking about spiritual fathers.
Yes.
This is where we begin to end. You're talking about spiritual father. Your spiritual father is Bishop Basil Tyrone.
Yes, correct.
Fellowship.
Correct. Yes. New Covenant Fellowship. Yes.
And you say you are a son of God.
Yes.
Okay. What is the symbolic attachment to this spiritual father thing?
Yes. So my spiritual father is there to edify. He's also there to teach you things that you don't know. There's a man who thinks he knows a lot, you know, by his own studying of the word and moving forward. There's nothing wrong with that. The Holy Spirit is your greatest teacher. But there is sometimes when your soul connects with another person who knows the ways that you are learning and knows the information that you want, that you've been searching for, you know, answers the questions that you only know in your heart. And so your soul connects with that person's soul. And that's your spiritual father. It's someone that you understand, you know. Someone, when he speaks, you know, he speaks with wisdom. He speaks with authority. He teaches you things that you didn't know, you know. Yeah, that's my spiritual father. Someone whom I love a lot. Yes.
Well done. My regards to him. When you see him again, tell him Cross Ugo says hello and well done to what he has done to your life.
No problem. Yeah.
If you were to travel, where would be your favorite vacation place?
If I had to travel, I haven't really thought of that. If there's some place that I would like to visit, it will be probably, I would say Texas, just for whatever I'm thinking right now. I'd say Texas because I like the way those guys do all their spices and the meat and stuff. Yeah, I want to go and taste the food there in Texas.
XX.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say that's going to happen soon. Just because you mentioned it, God will begin to forward it so that it will
Yes.
happen sooner, any moment from now. You know, it's going to happen very soon. So, any other experience or any other word that you have that you would like to share with us? Is that something in your spirit that you would like to share for the audience and your fans that are listening to you right now?
Yes, listen to your teachers, listen to your parents. I think your parents, they know exactly what's good for you. They know how to keep you out of trouble. Listen to your parents, you know, honor your mother and your father. I would say to the young generation, try your best to stay away from things that harm your body. You have to calculate what is good for your body and what's not good for your body. Because if you are putting something into your mouth that is changing your decision making, that is altering your behavior from knowing what is right and what is wrong, then it's a problem. Stay away from problem. Stay away from things like drugs, you know, things that get you in trouble. If it gets you in trouble, it's not good for you. So I would just say, to simplify it, stay away from trouble. Walk away from trouble. Run away from trouble. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We're coming to an end. So is there anything that you would like to, is there anything people don't know about you that you would like to tell us that we would like to know about you?
Yes, I love tasty food, man. I love something that is tasty. I love food as equal as music, you know. I like to taste the flavors the different flavors that's happening in something that's tasty. So yes, I love to taste food.
There's food. What type of food? Is it Indian food?
Any food that has a flavor of the place that it's coming from. So I want to know what is the best of the best. If you go to China, what is the best? What if you go to Nigeria, what is the best? What is the people's favorite? You come to Durban, you're eating bani chow, you know. Do you know what is
No,
bani?
no, I didn't even ask you where exactly are you from? Are you South African or you're Indian? Are you South African Indian?
I'm South African. I'm a South African. I am a, what do we call here in Durban is a mixed masala.
Mixed masala.
Yes, a mixed masala. My
I
root
hope,
is in Africa.
I hope
A
when
mix, yes,
you're going to show me around.
yes, correct.
All right. Um, where can we find your music? Any social media handle? Where can we
Yes.
find your
All right. For now, you can look up DF Productions on Spotify, on YouTube, iTunes. One of the artists that I did produce is Gabby Aromin. You can have a look for that, Gabby. That's Gabby Aromin, and one of the young talent. Her song is called Sunday, and the other one is Renee, and she's got a song called Blow My Cover. So you can also type Dane Francis onto YouTube, and you can also there's another channel where I do have music with Mr. Francis, for the students. So you can find a lot of music on YouTube, music with Mr. Francis. Especially now, the students that I'm working with now at currently is Berea Primary School. So you can check out them, and then also the previous students that I've worked with. Yes.
Excellent. One last question. If you were to be the president of South Africa, what would you do differently?
If I was the president of South Africa, I would fix a lot of things. Like for example, we are experiencing load shedding. So we will try to fix that. We will try to share. We will try to share a lot of things so that we can improve our South Africa. Our South Africa has the potential to be a first world country because we have resources. And once we learn this, we can improve.
All right. Thank you so much, Dane Francis, for
Yes.
time, energy, your words, your sharings that you've experienced you shared with us. Thank you so much for your time. I just want to say, God bless you, and may God continue to
God bless you.
everything that concerns you forever.
Thank you. May the peace of God be with you.
Thank you. All right, everybody, that's it for us today on Be Inspired. I know you are inspired already. I know you've enjoyed. I know you grabbed what you need to grab for the next level of your life and life-changing experience. Dean has shared so much with us. This is why we bring this show to you, so we can learn and hear from the horse's mouth the untold stories that people don't have the chances to tell us. All right, this is where we say goodbye until we meet next week, Tuesday, again on Be Inspired. Stay tuned, tune in on time, and make sure you stay out of trouble. But more importantly, never give up hope, because God is not done with you. Keep yourself and keep going. Pick yourself up and keep going. One love.
One love.